G'day folks, yesterday I was gifted this box of bits and pieces of train stuff. Now it's not all in here at the moment, I've been working on some things, and it was a family member that has had this for quite some time over the years. They're downsizing and moving on, and so they said, would you be interested in this? And I said, well sure, I'll see what I can get out of it. And you'll notice here that there's the Tyco crane. Now some of you may remember that I converted one of these to a British style crane some time ago. So there's one of those. There's a bit missing up the top there. There was quite a few points in here, and they're lifelike points, and I'll pull one out and show you. Quite a heavy looking, serious looking point there, but these are actually quite good for hidden areas. I mean, they look a bit ordinary, but I'm pretty sure they'll work pretty well, and they were in quite a mess when I got them, but I've been working on them, cleaning them up and giving them a bit of a touch up, and they've come up quite well actually. And they have a built-in motor in them, and I'm yet to test the solenoids, but I'm pretty sure they'll work. And I might have a use for these actually, so that'll be quite good. There's a little power mite transformer here. Now I use one of these to run my LEDs, so this is a spare one. There's a spare body, that's for a Lima loco. Now I've got the exact loco in the train room there. It's my son's actually, it used to be my son's, and I actually like this body better. The colouring of it and everything, so maybe I'll swap them over. So there's all sorts of little bits and pieces in here folks, and I'll show you some more of what I've got. Now I'm just giving this a breeze. This diesel will run backwards on these coaches because I've just only got this diesel running. Yes, it hasn't been running for many years, I would imagine, and I've just cleaned it up, given it a bit of a lube, and I've had it running in the forward orientation for a while, and I thought I'd run it backwards just so the gears get an even spread of lubricant. The coaches were fine, everything was just basically in need of a clean up. One of the other things that came with this gift for me is this little Barclay shunter. It's an older one. It's basically Smokey Joe with a different body on it. There's Smokey Joe over there. It's pretty much the same loco with a different body. It's the old style with the slot car motor in them. This actually runs quite well. And a thing that was common with this shunter and the diesel that's just spinning around at the moment is that both their back-to-back wheel measurements were out significantly. They were the back-to-back was too small. And what was happening when I first ran this little shunter here is that it goes through my points and it was catching on the wing rails. I thought, what the heck is going on there? So I got my back-to-back gauge out and had a look, and it was too tight. So I eased the wheels out, and it ran quite well after that. And when I first put this diesel on the track here, it was doing exactly the same thing. And I thought, what's going on here? So I've sorted out the back-to-back on that. But I think the reason for the problem, or the reason that the wheels are reset, how can I do this? I'll just put this down for a second. This is one of those points that I was showing you. Now, this wing rail here, I don't know whether you can actually see it here, it looks okay through the camera monitor here, but this wing rail has been filed right down. Now, I think if the back-to-backs were out, they would catch on these points, and the previous owners filed down the wing rail to solve the problem, which probably works, but it buggers up the wing rail, the wing rail and the point. So what I'll probably do with this one is just file the wing rail right down to the sleepers, and then I'll fit a new wing rail in there with a bit of rail. It's easy enough to do. And while we're here, these little Lima wagons, not the loco, this is my son's loco I mentioned earlier. The other body outside there will fit this one. These little Lima wagons came with the gift, and they were all a bit dusty and dirty, but they're all cleaned up. The couplings are a bit rusty, but that doesn't matter. I think they're just the right sort of thing for my little grandsons to fiddle around with and run. They have a bit of trouble with small tension lock couplings, or even the 3-link couplings that I'm using, so this might be more up their alley, and they can run them around or run them flat out even if they want to. I think we might turn this logo around and run it the other way now, give it another run the other way. It seems to be going pretty good backwards there, so I'll just do that. Yeah, this is that crane I was talking about. Some of you probably wouldn't be familiar with the build on this. It goes back quite a way now, but that's that Tyco crane I showed you. It's gone from blue to black, and you know, I've built some match trucks, or converted some little wagons to become match trucks for it quite some time ago, and that's how it came up. This wagon up here, this particular wagon here, was converted from one of those. It's Pico, P-I-K-O, Pico coach, and had the roof cut back, the verandas taken off, and it was covered in card and everything to arrive at this tool van that I've got here in the end. So you wouldn't think it was the same, come from the same sort of coach. And you can see the similarities when someone tells you, but yeah, came up rather well. I'm quite pleased with that. Something else I just noticed here, I've got a couple of buffers in the box as well, so I'll put those to good use on the railway here. Quite like them actually. So what we'll do is we'll stop the passenger train here, and we'll isolate that. And what we'll do is bring out this one. So I'll just get myself set up. This stuff's old, folks, but it still runs alright, you know. Not as quiet as modern stuff, but you know, it just works. I've also got a spare bogie, a motorised bogie and a pickup bogie for this sort of locomotive, which was in the box. It's missing a couple of gears and so on, but it might be good for spare parts. So yeah, that's a very handy little box full of bits and pieces. Speaking of Lima, this logo's Lima as well. That used to belong to my son. He's handed it over to me. That poor little sucker has come back from the dead. It should be called Lazarus, that one. It was dropped on the floor, the body completely snapped in half, all sorts of bits and pieces, and it was put together, back together with super glue. There were paper overlays put on it to repair it, and it was sprayed and all that sort of thing, and there you go, it's still going. Yeah folks, so you know, this stuff, even though it's old, can be repaired, cleaned up and repurposed. The body on this diesel, whoops, I've still got the power going through there, is somewhat faded, something like sun damage, I would think. So, but the body shell itself is quite good, the detail's good, so I mean, if one wanted to strip it back and repaint it, it'd come up terrific, I think. You know, obviously change couplings and that sort of thing, and that would come up pretty good. It's not bad for an oldie, but it'd be a shame to lose all the markings and so on. I don't think I've got enough skill to really redo that and do it justice. But yeah, maybe I can give it a bit of a polish and clean it up. We'll see. So there you go folks, that's just a quick update on what Gormo's been doing in the shed on a rather cold and rainy day. But I've got a heater out here and I'm nice and toasty. What better place to be? Cheers, Gormo.